Shocking revelations trail the death of Nasarawa player Chineme Martins, and English football extends league shutdown till April the 30th. My name is Deji Omotoimbo. Welcome to Sports Express. For Friday's edition of Sports Express. Here's International Newsreel. Here's, well, I don't know where he's going to be. I won't say anything. Here's King Siakwan, nattily dressed King Siakwan.
Thanks, DG. We drive up to Formula One, where organizers have announced that the 2020 Monaco Grand Prix has been called off due to the rampaging outbreak of the coronavirus. This decision comes on the back of the cancellation of the season's first 4 races in Australia, Bahrain, Vietnam, and China, with the organizers positing that it was impossible to rearrange a new date for the race. Also, the Dutch and Spanish races have been postponed due to the pandemic, but the sports governing body, the FIA, says it expects the 2020 season to begin as soon as it is safe to do so after the month of May. To Olympics, the British Olympic Association has revealed that it will not endanger the health of athletes ahead of the 2020 Olympic Games in Tokyo this summer. I beg your pardon, in the wake of the coronavirus pandemic. The BOA believes that it is clearly only wise for athletes to prepare for the games where it is safe to do so, and the body will not put the well-being of any athletes or wider delegation at risk in preparation for the games. This decision is as a result of the International Olympic Committee stating that the Tokyo 2020 Games will still begin on July the 24th despite the coronavirus pandemic. And to Paralympics, the International Paralympic Committee has stated that it will find fair solutions for Paralympians regarding the Tokyo 2020 Games due to the global unease over the coronavirus outbreak. President of the committee, Andrew Parsons, revealed on Thursday that the team is working around the clock to try to find solutions to every scenario faced, and that time is on their side to determine whether or not more drastic measures will be taken ahead of the Games. The coronavirus pandemic has put on hold the summer's event under huge doubt, but at present the Olympics and Paralympics are still scheduled to take place despite the cancellation of many Paralympic qualifying events.
Thank you very much, Kingsley. That's the International Newsreel. We'll return with the Nigerian sports news shortly. It's the Nigerian sports scene on Sports Express. Bolu Omoni is here this morning. Bolu, some sobering and really alarming revelations have trailed the death of Chineme Martins. Let's put this proviso out there. All these are rumors, they are confirmed, they are allegations, but we need the people involved to come out and debunk these rumors and tell us these stories are not true. Because really, and the fact that a national top official
Chairman
is in this committee.
Or was.
Was.
Yeah, he said he's been removed from the team.
Oh, okay. I think common sense finally prevailed. Now, we hear that Chineme Martins had a history of heart problems, even as far back as when he was playing in Ifeanyi. Can you just take us through the sequence, Bolu?
When he was at Ifeanyi, it just came out that he had problems with his heart. One of the reasons why they had to let him go. And from the report, they told the LMC knew about it. Then how come someone like, I remember Real Madrid players then, they already had a similar problem. And he was advised that you could play, but it's risky. Step down, and he retired. Yeah, he got a job with the club, and also, how come Chineme Martins signed for Nasarawa United again? And also, there was a report that on Friday, 2 days before the game, he collapsed in training.
Wow.
So if all this happened before then, how come the same player played on Sunday, medicals and all? Then we saw what I think was a mockery picture of the game on Wednesday that they posted 3 ambulances.
You know what this shows is that even let's forget about the lapses of the day, the lapses, the lack of ambulance, the lack of on the day. It means that if there was history, this gentleman shouldn't have been on the pitch in the first place at all, if all these allegations are true.
Well, the fact that he could collapse on Friday, I remember when I think it was Iheanacho that had a concussion, they had to tell us he would wait a while.
Yeah.
It means then Iheanacho did not collapse. He just probably had a bad with the player. He walked off the pitch himself. He was very okay.
I know the
we were told
situation with
precaution
as well.
Yeah, same thing. So, and if a player could collapse, something would have triggered that. You can't tell me he felt weak. Even if he felt weak to collapse, something was wrong.
You know, it worries me, but I do hope that, well, maybe there's something that I criticize the formation of the
16-man
the 16 committee. I can still quarrel with the number, but maybe there's something for them to actually come up with, or something for them to find out. if these stories are true, if there was a test, and if a player left Ifeanyi because he failed a physical, maybe because he had problems with his heart issues, remember, go back to Kanu. Kanu had to take time out of the game until he got that problem fixed. You don't toy with heart problems for a footballer. And if it is true that indeed this came up when it was at Ifeanyi, that this player is still playing, a lot of people have a lot of answers to give.
Well, yesterday you said we all know what happened. That the panel, the truth is, especially the Ifeanyi case, many people know about it. Fine, it may not be written on paper officially, but I've heard about it immediately. Chineme Martins died. That was the first thing I heard. That this boy had these problems before now, but negligence. We go rough and keep playing, because we complain about players moving, going the world, deciding to play for another club. Nothing happens. Player failing medical for one club, suddenly resurfacing.
But Gucci reminded me of a story. I was at Onikon Stadium the day Ame Angwe of BCC Lions died, and it was a similar story. Ame Angwe, I think, collapsed in the away leg. I think it was an Angolan team, if I remember correctly, and the medical team told them, do not let this boy anywhere near the pitch. They put Ame Angwe on the bench. It was like blah blah blah. The second half, they brought him on. Even the doctor said this boy should not even be running. They brought him on. Ame Angwe made a run and collapsed, and he died. So if I'm talking about 1990, 97 or 98 thereabouts, if that means 22 years down the line, we're still doing the same thing.
The truth is, I think sometimes many persons had to pay for things like they pay in sense of everybody has to be brought to book. Why? Because from the LMC themselves, if something happens and the doctor reports, if the coach is not taking it,
do we even have at the start of the season? Do we even have a situation where players go through medicals and players are certified fit to play? So maybe this might help to put some structures in place. Then again, the problem is, so even the structures are in place, we are not enforcing. So what's the guarantee that we will enforce? But these are serious allegations. We hope the committee will look into this. The fact that Chineme Martins had a history of heart problems, the story or the rumor, and the story or the rumor that he collapsed on Friday and was allowed to get on the pitch on Sunday. I'm sorry, in some societies, this borders on manslaughter.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it borders on manslaughter.
And on the testing and everything, then recently Diko was talking about doing drug tests for players randomly, that they do drug tests before every season, but players know. So when the season is about to start, they stop taking whatever they're taking. I said, dude, that's a lie. You cannot stop drugs a month to test and it won't show.
Honestly, it's not a laughing matter actually, but at times you just don't know what to do but laugh about some of these things. I'm not trying to undermine the seriousness of it all. Well, let's wait and see what the committee will come up with.
Yeah, well, also, Eyimba, their team bus was attacked when they were going back to Aba. One of the players got injured. And again,
the same old problem.
The report is one of our players, the player. What is the name of the player that got injured in the attack? Let us know.
My brother, let me release you on that note. We wish Eyimba all the best. We wish the player all the best. World Soccer Report is next after the break. Welcome back. It's World Soccer Report on Sports Express. Yemi Adesanya is in here. Most of you are wearing native today, including myself. I knew you were going to go there. There's no jollof, no social distancing, no party, nothing. Go home and stay with your families. Okay, Premier League, English football, suspension to last till at least April 30. I think it's a more realistic timeline. The April 3rd thing was never going to work. Hoping that that's like 6 weeks from now. Let's take a look. Let's take stock where we are at that point in time. But some key things came out of the Premier League meeting yesterday. They are doing this so that they have extended the season. They've said the season can be extended indefinitely. They have taken out the clause that says the season must end on the 1st of June, which is critical. And then the statement that they are committed to completing all domestic and European matches as soon as it is safe and possible to do so. So they want to finish the season no matter how long it takes.
Yes.
That's positive.
Yeah, that's a positive line. However, I'm still worried about the length of time it will take before there is some form of daylight.
Somebody made a suggestion. I think it trended 2 days ago. A gentleman made a suggestion, say, okay, let this season finish as late as they can finish. Maybe even if he has to finish October, November. Then move Euro 2020 to the time of the Nations Cup. And then, because the World Cup is going to be 2022, it's going to be in November. Then for the next couple of seasons, play a March to November season and accommodate the World Cup, you know. And a lot of people agree with it. A lot of people agree with it, yeah.
Yeah, but Europe are all bent on that
Calendar.
August to May.
So why are they not fighting FIFA about the World Cup in 2020?
No, because when they get to that bridge, they will cross it. What they've decided is they do know that for most leagues in Europe, December to January is a break. Spain, Italy, Germany. So what happens is just move the calendar forward and allow for a 1 month break for the World Cup. It's a good idea. I think I support this idea that you mentioned, that we can make an adjustment for the next 2 years and then later go back to status.
Like I've been saying for the past 2 days, it's not a normal solution. It's probably going to require abnormal. It's not a normal situation. It's probably going to require abnormal solution.
What is interesting is that this kind of puts Africa in a bit of the spotlight that yes, it was right for them to come back to January, February.
No, it's a really what gut feeling, gut feeling now. What do you think is going to happen on the long run?
With the way this case is going, I'm not sure that 6 weeks is enough time to clear our doubts.
No, but they put the proviso, season can be extended indefinitely. So they are ready, even if they have to wait another 4 weeks after that.
No, 4 weeks.
After,
10 weeks.
yeah.
10 weeks in total. I just want to watch football.
My gut feeling, though, is that I don't think every idea will still work. But I honestly feel that by the time we get towards the end of May, that's my gut feeling. May, early June, you can have 6 weeks that spreads into mid July, late July, and I think the season can be completed. I have a feeling probably needs another 10 weeks before this gets under some form of reasonable control. So that's my
looking at what is happening.
You should say amen. You want to what? Say amen to my wish. All right, quickly, let's move on. Mikel has shed some light on the situation. He was actually ordered to recant his words. He refused. Now, I think it's been proved right because Super League has been suspended indefinitely.
Thanks to the,
just a few days after
the actors of Fifth Pro as well.
Yeah.
He's hugely vindicated in this case, and I think he will have a case if he wants to take further legal action
against the club.
Yeah. I think he will have a good case. Interestingly, in Brazil also, players of Santos also protested and wore face masks
to their game.
To the game. Russia have also decided to put a pause on their season. Hey, everything seems. I think the only league that is happening in Europe now is Belarus, and they just started yesterday.
All right, quickly before we go, Lille have slammed the 100 million euros transfer tag on Victor Osimhen. Can't say I blame them.
I can't blame them, but I hope it's not going to be too much pressure on the young man. Too much weight on his shoulders. But he's a young talent. He's had a great season. He won't be short of suitors.
You know what one agent told me, that when it comes to this pressure, what he tells the players, he tells the players, you just focus on the game. Forget all the you just train hard, work hard, be honest, be true, continue to do well. Even when you have a bad run of form, knuckle down, and just keep working. That's the thing. So forget about all the other stories. So we wish him all the best. We hope, hopefully, we'll continue to improve. Before I go, this is a very special birthday shout out to a very good friend of mine, a family friend of mine, Nero Fafura. It's your birthday today. Happy birthday, Nero. Best wishes from your entire family. Your kids, Shubomi, Sukomi, Shalewa, and Shemilore, other members of the household, Auntie Tope and Kennedy, and of course, your lovely wife, Bolanle, who affectionately calls you Okobola. I like that. Happy birthday, Nero Fafura. May your latter days be better and more blessed than the former ones gone by. Enjoy, my friend. My name is Jake Jomoto Imo. Thanks for your time. Good morning.